the Masonic doctrine, the Masonic order, and several other related ones, they say the doctrine of Satanism is heresy, which means they don't agree with what we say about Satan. They don't agree that the name Satan should be applied to Lucifer. Why? Because in Hebrew, Satan is from the Hebrew Satan and the Greek Satanas. And it all means an adversary. See, an adversary, a deceiver. It's also negative. So I remember, just a second. When we were dealing with some of this, I wanted you to, we read from Revelation chapter 12. So, you know, Satan is the enemy of all that is good. All right? We call him the accuser. We call him the devil. So the Bible uses all those words and says, and Satan. All right? So when you call Lucifer Satan, they disagree. They say Lucifer is his name. Why? Because, and they will even want to go to the Bible to prove it to you. Because in Isaiah chapter 14 and verse number 12, it's written there in the King James translation, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? And Lucifer means light bearer. So they say that Lucifer is the light bearer. In fact, you look at it there in the King James translation, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Now, of course, if you apply the law of double reference, you understand that primarily part of it is addressed to the king of Babylon. But then when you look at it spiritually, because several things there cannot be actually applied to a human being, you realize it's dealing with a spirit being. And so that's why they agree with us that the one referred to here is a spirit being known as Lucifer. All right? But this was not to say that he continued to be a light bearer. Oh no, look at what it says. Which did weaken the nations. How art thou cut to the ground? Which did this weaken the nations? It's cut to the ground. So he fell from where he was.